Big myths, bigger insecurities, and the one time your body actually is giving you a real red flag. Today, we're tackling a topic that the internet has turned into a personality test: testicle size and penis size. All right, let's dive right in. Let's start with the most important word here: normal, because there is a wide range. Testicles vary in size based on genetics, age, hormones, and overall body type. There isn't one correct size, and there definitely isn't a single ideal. From a medical standpoint, doctors don't walk in the room, compare people to a textbook picture. Rather, we care about function and change over time. If you want a visual though, most adult testicles land somewhere in the small egg category. Clinically, we talk about volume, not vibes. Most adult testicles fall roughly in the mid-teens to mid-20s millimeters per testicle. Length is usually a few centimeters, but here's the key takeaway: there is a wide normal range, and being slightly above or below that does not automatically mean something is wrong. Another thing people don't realize: your testicles are almost never identical twins. They're more like siblings who grew up in the same house and still turned out a little different.
Did we just become best friends? Yup!
And that's completely normal. In fact, that staggered setup is intentional. Having one hang lower helps prevent constant friction and also plays a role in temperature regulation. And just to make things even more complicated, testicles aren't static. Temperature, stress, exercise, arousal, and even time of day can change how they look as well. The real focus isn't comparing yourself to an egg size or a mental average. It's paying attention to sudden changes, pain, lumps, or swelling. Those are the things that actually matter from a medical standpoint. All right, let's talk about what testicle size can tell you. Medically speaking, testicles have two main jobs, and they're both important. Number one, making sperm. Number two, producing testosterone. Inside each testicle are tightly coiled tubes called seminiferous tubules. That's where sperm are made. In general, larger testicles tend to contain more of this sperm-producing tissue, which can correlate with higher sperm production in some men. But this is a big but. Higher sperm production does not automatically mean higher fertility. Fertility depends on a whole list of things: sperm count, sperm motility, sperm shape. Testicle size can also reflect hormonal development, especially testosterone. During puberty, testicles grow as the body ramps up hormone production. In adulthood, very small testicles can sometimes signal low testosterone, prior injury, previous chemotherapy or radiation, or other endocrine issues involving the brain and pituitary gland. Small does not automatically mean unhealthy. Some people naturally fall on the smaller end of the spectrum and are completely normal, fertile, and hormonally healthy. Another thing people forget is that testicle size can change over time. Illness, trauma, infections can all affect volume. And then there's one of the most important common causes of shrinkage we see in medicine: external testosterone or anabolic steroid use. So if someone says my testicles got smaller and they're also injecting or cycling something they bought off a guy in a gym parking lot, that might not be a mystery. That's just physiology doing exactly what it's designed to do. Now for the emotional support portion of the video. Testicle size does not tell you how manly you are. It does not predict sexual skill, stamina, or confidence. It does not tell you how good you are in a relationship. It does not determine your worth, dominance, or personality type. A huge part of the anxiety around this topic comes from the idea that there's one ideal body type, and that's just not true. Human anatomy exists on a very large spectrum. Bodies are widely variable, and variation is normal, not a flaw. Another thing to understand is that confidence is learned, not grown in the scrotum. Confidence comes from experience, communication, self-awareness, and not letting the internet convince you otherwise. Here's an important medical point that rarely gets talked about. Most partners are far less focused on size than people think. What actually matters, both medically and in a relationship, is comfort, communication, consent, and mutual interest. So if you're watching this and thinking, is this normal? Statistically speaking, it probably is. And if you're still concerned, that's not weakness. It's just time to ask a medical professional. That brings us to something people notice way more than size: the droop, the swing, and yes, the shrinkage. But first, let's talk about droopiness, because this one actually has a very cool biological explanation. The scrotum, which is the loose pouch of skin that holds and protects the testicles, exists for one main reason: temperature control. Sperm production works best at a temperature slightly cooler than the rest of the body. That's why human testicles live outside the body instead of tucked safely inside like most organs. But temperature isn't the only thing that affects droopiness and positioning. Stress can do it. Exercise can do it. Adrenaline can do it. Another thing people notice is that one testicle often hangs lower than the other. That's intentional. It helps prevent friction, reduces trauma during movement, and improves cooling efficiency. Each testicle regulates itself independently, which is why asymmetry is totally normal. And droopiness also changes with age. Skin loses elasticity everywhere over time. Gravity remains undefeated. That doesn't mean anything is wrong, it just means biology is consistent. So if you've ever looked down and thought, these were not like this in my 20s, congratulations, you're aging exactly like a mammal. Moving on from the testicles for a bit, now let's talk about penis size. The topic the internet has very strong opinions about and very mixed accuracy on. First things first, like other body parts, normal varies a lot. When researchers look at a large population of data, most studies land around an average erection length of roughly 5 to 5.5 inches, with average girth around 4 to 4.5 inches, give or take. And once again, that's an average. Plenty of healthy people fall above or below these numbers. You'll sometimes hear claims that different parts of the world have dramatically larger or smaller averages. But medically speaking, the differences between populations are usually modest and highly overlapping. But what penis size can sometimes reflect is genetics and overall body proportions. It can also be influenced by things that have nothing to do with the penis itself, like the amount of fat around the pubic bone, erection quality, vascular health. A lot of concerns are actually blood flow concerns or stress concerns, not actually anatomy problems. I get asked all the time in the emergency department, is there any way to make it look bigger? And the honest medical answer is sometimes yes, but not in the way most people think. Lose weight. Weight loss, especially around the lower abdomen, can reveal more of the shaft that's already there. Grooming techniques can change visual perception more than people realize. Improving erection quality through better sleep, stress management, cardiovascular health, and hormone balance often has a bigger impact than measurements alone. Bottom line, penis size is a small part of anatomy, not a full report card of your health, masculinity, or relationships. Function, comfort, and communication matter far more than measurements. Now, here's the part I care about the most. Real medical red flags. If you notice sudden swelling, severe pain, a hard lump, or one testicle suddenly riding higher with intense pain, that can be an emergency. Testicular torsion is a time equals testicle type of situation. If you notice a new lump, persistent heaviness, or change that doesn't go away, get checked. Testicular cancer is one of those things that can be very treatable when caught early. If you have aching, heaviness, or a bag of worms, aka veins above the testicle, that can be a varicocele, which sometimes affects fertility and can cause discomfort. If you're having erectile issues, especially with other symptoms like fatigue, chest pain, shortness of breath, don't just panic, WebMD search. Erectile dysfunction can sometimes be an early sign of vascular issues. And please, for the love of medicine, do not use the internet's weirdest devices that change your penis size. If it sounds like medieval engineering, it probably belongs in a museum, not on your body. Those devices are shockingly common reasons people end up in the ER. What does your testicle size say about you? Most of the time, absolutely nothing dramatic. It just says you're a normal human with normal variation. And if you have any more questions about what is considered normal or anything when it comes to anatomy, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, check out this playlist right here for more intriguing anatomy breakdowns. And please do me a favor and smack that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications, and hit that like button for me. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.